Hey everyone, welcome back to the deep dive.
Right back at you.
It's amazing to be back.
Always a pleasure.
And we are diving straight in today
Yeah, we are.
into some fascinating stuff you sent our way.
Really cool stuff.
Yeah, you shared with us the first episode of a podcast series
Uh-huh.
called Sleep in the Mind: Unraveling the Connection.
Catchy title.
Yeah, and this particular episode is titled The Silent Killer: How Poor Sleep Affects Your Mental Health.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty heavy title.
It is. It's a bit ominous.
Yeah, but intriguing for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
We know you're interested in this topic.
Absolutely, and it's something that affects everyone.
It really does. And so,
We all sleep, or at least we're supposed to.
right, or at least we try to.
Exactly. And this episode really dives into
Uh-huh.
how crucial sleep is for our mental well-being.
Yeah, and our goal here
Oh, yeah.
is to break down
Yeah.
the key insights from this episode.
Give you the core, the essence of it.
Exactly.
Mm.
You're busy people.
Yeah, no one has time to listen to everything.
Right, and you want to be informed.
And we want to help you do that quickly and thoroughly.
Absolutely. So think of this as your shortcut
Mm-hmm. Your cheat sheet.
to understanding this really important connection between sleep and mental health.
So no more feeling overwhelmed by information overload.
We've got you covered.
We're giving you the good stuff
Right to the point.
and need to know.
Okay, so this first episode,
Set the stage, really,
yeah, it really lays the groundwork.
for understanding how something
Uh-huh.
we often take for granted, like sleep.
Yeah, we kind of just do it.
Right. We just assume it happens.
It's just something we do.
But it's so much more than that.
Yeah, and this episode highlights
Yeah.
how powerful of an impact
No, the impact.
it has on our mental health.
And often in ways we don't even realize.
Right, it's like this hidden influence.
It's sneaky.
It is. So let me ask you this, right?
Sure.
Think about your own life for a second.
Okay.
Have you been feeling stressed lately?
Well, the podcast and all.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, who isn't these days, right?
It's true. Stress is everywhere.
It's like a constant companion.
Exactly. Or maybe you've been dealing with some anxiety.
Oh, yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, or just feeling emotionally drained.
Like you're running on fumes.
Exactly. So have you ever stopped to think, could my sleep be a factor in this?
I have to admit, I don't always think about that connection.
Right.
I just think, oh, I'm stressed because of work or whatever.
Yeah, you blame it on external factors.
But maybe it's not just that.
Right. And that's what this episode wants us to consider.
It's a real eye-opener.
It is. So let's get into
Let's
it.
dive in.
So the episode starts off
Okay.
by talking about what actually happens in our brains when we sleep.
Which is more than you might think.
Right. It's not just that we're unconscious.
Yeah, it's not like our brain just shuts off.
Exactly. It's actually a time when our brain is super active.
Working hard.
Right. It's
It-
like this nightly work shift
Yeah, it's got a to-do list.
for our brain.
And it's crucial stuff.
Okay, so what is our brain doing while we're sleeping?
Well, the episode highlights 3 key things.
Okay, I'm ready.
First up, repair.
Okay, like fixing things.
Exactly. Throughout the day, our brains are working hard.
Learning, processing information.
And all that takes a toll.
Right. It's like wear and tear on our brain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So during sleep, the brain gets to work,
Mm-hmm.
repairing any damage,
Interesting.
rejuvenating itself.
So it's like a spa day for our brain.
Uh-huh. You could say that.
I love that.
Okay. So repair, rejuvenation.
Okay, 2 down, 1 to go.
And this one is really important.
Hit me with it.
Memory consolidation.
Okay, break that down for me.
All right. So throughout the day, we take in so much information,
It's constant.
like a fire hose.
Yeah. And somehow our brain has to make sense of it all.
Right. And that's where sleep comes in.
Uh-huh.
While we sleep,
Mm-hmm.
the brain is busy organizing
Okay.
and storing those memories.
So it's like filing away all that information.
Exactly. It's creating those neural connections.
Wow. So sleep is crucial for actually learning and remembering things.
Absolutely. It's not just about feeling rested. It's about cementing those memories.
That's fascinating. So what happens if
Yeah.
we don't get enough sleep?
Well, the episode makes it clear
Uh-huh.
that skimping on sleep
Mm-hmm.
has a direct impact on how well our brains function.
Okay, so like what kind of impact are we talking about?
Well, first off, you might find it harder to focus.
Okay.
You're trying to concentrate on something,
Yeah.
but your mind just keeps wandering.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst.
And your thinking might become cloudy.
Like foggy.
Exactly, that feeling of brain fog.
That is such a good description.
Right. It's like you can't think straight.
And what about making decisions?
Oh, yeah, that's affected too.
Like you can't make up your mind.
Yeah, you might find it hard to weigh the pros and cons.
Mm,
Or you might make impulsive decisions.
that's scary.
It can be. And, another thing that's often affected
Yeah.
is memory.
Oh, yeah. I definitely noticed that.
It's like you can't remember things as easily.
Right. Or you walk into a room and forget why you're there.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
So basically, the episode is saying that if we don't get enough sleep,
Hmm.
our brains just can't function at their best.
It's like we're running on low power.
Yeah. Or like an old computer that's full of junk.
Uh-huh, exactly. It needs a reboot.
So the episode really hammers home this point
Yeah.
that sleep is essential for our cognitive function.
Absolutely.
But it also mentions something else
Mm.
that I found really interesting.
Yep.
It talks about the brain clearing out toxins during sleep.
Oh, yeah, that's fascinating.
I know, right? What's the deal with that?
So basically, throughout the day,
Uh-huh.
our brains produce waste products.
Okay, like garbage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a natural byproduct of all the activity going on up there.
So our brain is like a little factory,
You could say that.
working away, producing thoughts and ideas.
And generating some waste along the way.
Okay, so what happens to this waste?
Well, thankfully, our brains have a built-in cleaning crew.
Oh, cool.
It's called the glymphatic system.
That's a mouthful.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's basically a network of vessels
Okay.
that helps flush out those toxins.
And when does this cleaning happen?
You guessed it, during sleep.
Wow. So sleep is like the brain's nightly cleaning cycle.
Exactly. It's when the glymphatic system is most active.
So if we don't get enough sleep,
Mm-hmm.
this cleaning process gets disrupted.
Exactly. And that can have all sorts of negative consequences.
Like what kind of consequences?
Well, the episode doesn't go into specifics,
Okay.
but research suggests
Uh-huh.
that a buildup of toxins in the brain
Yeah.
can contribute to all sorts of problems,
Like what?
like cognitive decline, inflammation,
Hmm.
even an increased risk of neurodegenerative diseases.
Whoa. That's serious stuff.
Getting enough sleep
Yeah.
is not just about feeling rested.
Right.
It's about protecting our brain health in the long run.
Okay, so we've talked about how sleep affects our cognitive function
Mm-hmm.
and how it helps our brains clear out toxins.
Yeah, two crucial functions.
Absolutely. But the episode also delves into another important connection,
Okay.
the link between sleep and our moods.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
It is. Have you ever noticed how when you don't sleep well,
Yeah.
you're just kind of grumpier the next day?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like everything just annoys you more?
I'm definitely more sensitive to things when I'm tired.
Right. So the episode explains
Mm-hmm.
that sleep is crucial for regulating our moods.
It's like our emotional thermostat.
Interesting.
When we get enough sleep,
Yeah.
our moods are generally more stable.
Okay.
But when we're sleep deprived,
Mm-hmm.
our emotions can become all over the place.
Yeah, like a roller coaster.
Exactly. We're more irritable. We're more reactive.
And the episode actually gives a specific reason for this.
Oh, yeah.
It talks about the amygdala,
That's right.
which is...
The part of our brain
Uh-huh.
that processes emotions.
Okay, so it's like our emotional control center.
Exactly. And when we don't get enough sleep,
Yeah.
the amygdala becomes more active.
So it's like it's on high alert,
Right. It's like it's looking for threats.
which explains why we might overreact to things.
Yeah, even small things can set us off.
Interesting. So it's not just that we're being cranky. There's actually a biological reason for
It's
it.
like amygdala is working overtime.
And the episode also mentions the prefrontal cortex,
Uh-huh.
which is,
The part of our brain
yeah.
that helps regulate the amygdala.
Okay, so it's like the amygdala's boss.
Uh-huh. Yeah, kind of.
And when we're sleep deprived,
Mm-hmm.
the prefrontal cortex becomes less effective. So it's like the boss is out of the office.
Exactly. And the amygdala is running wild.
That's a great analogy.
So basically, sleep deprivation
Uh-huh.
creates this imbalance in our brain,
Where the emotional center is in overdrive,
and the part that's supposed to keep it in check is weakened.
which leads to all sorts of mood problems.
Exactly. We're more irritable.
Mm.
We're more anxious. We're more prone to negative emotions.
Okay, so we've established
Yeah.
that sleep is crucial for both our cognitive function and our emotional well-being.
It's like the foundation of a healthy mind.
But now the episode takes it a step further
Okay.
and starts to connect these sleep problems
Ah.
to actual mental health challenges.
Oh, wow. So this is where it gets really serious.
It does, and I think this is where it becomes really relevant
Absolutely.
for a lot of people.
Because so many people struggle with mental health issues.
Exactly, and the episode highlights
Yeah.
some very specific links
Okay, I'm listening.
between poor sleep and certain mental health conditions.
Yeah, this is crucial information.
Okay, so first up,
Okay.
the episode talks about anxiety.
Mm-hmm. A very common one.
It is, and it explains that lack
Yeah.
of sleep can actually make anxiety worse.
Oh, wow. That makes sense.
Right, because as we talked about earlier,
Ah.
sleep helps our brains regulate emotions.
Yeah, it's like our emotional reset button.
Exactly. So when we're not sleeping well,
Mm-hmm.
our brains are less equipped to manage those anxious feelings.
It's like we're more vulnerable.
Absolutely. And the episode even suggests
There.
that in some cases,
Yeah.
poor sleep might actually contribute
To the development.
of anxiety disorders.
Oh, wow, that's scary.
It's a reminder that
Yeah.
taking care of our sleep,
Is not just about feeling good.
it's about protecting our mental health.
Absolutely.
Okay, so anxiety is one big connection,
Right.
but the episode also talks about depression.
Another really important one.
It is, and this link is particularly interesting.
Okay. Tell me more.
So the episode explains
Uh-huh.
that chronic sleep deprivation,
Meaning like long-term sleep problems.
exactly,
Okay.
can potentially lower our levels of serotonin.
So serotonin, that's the feel-good chemical.
Exactly. It's a neurotransmitter
Uh-huh.
that plays a key role in regulating our mood.
Okay, so if our serotonin levels are low,
Mm-hmm.
we're more likely to feel down.
Exactly. And the episode suggests
Yeah.
that this might be one of the reasons
Okay.
why poor sleep is often linked to depression.
So it's like a biological pathway.
Exactly. Sleep deprivation
Yeah.
can lead to changes in our brain chemistry.
That make us more susceptible to depression.
Wow, that's pretty heavy stuff.
It is. But it's important to understand
Absolutely.
that sleep is not just some luxury.
Right.
It's a fundamental need.
For both our physical and mental health.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got anxiety and depression,
Mm-hmm.
but the episode also revisits
Oh, yeah.
the issue of memory and concentration.
Which we talked about earlier.
Right, but this
Okay.
time it
Okay.
looks at it through the lens of mental health.
So how does that change things?
Well, basically, the episode explains
Uh-huh.
that persistent problems with memory and concentration,
Which, as we know,
Yeah.
can be caused by poor sleep.
Right.
Can actually be a significant source of mental distress.
Okay, so like how so?
Well, imagine you're constantly forgetting things. You can't focus on anything.
Uh-huh.
It's frustrating.
Oh, yeah, it's like your brain is letting you down.
Exactly. And that can lead to feelings of inadequacy,
Okay.
low self-esteem, even anxiety or depression.
Wow. So it's like this vicious cycle.
It is poor sleep leads to cognitive problems,
Yeah.
which then lead to mental health issues.
And those mental health issues can then further disrupt sleep.
Exactly. The slippery slope.
And the final specific link
Okay.
that the episode points out is the connection between poor sleep
Yeah.
and increased levels of stress.
Oh, that's a big one.
It is, we all experience stress,
Some degree.
but the episode explains that when we're sleep deprived,
Mm-hmm.
our ability to cope with stress,
Is significantly reduced.
it's like our resilience is lower.
Exactly. We're more easily overwhelmed by things.
So basically the episode is saying
Yeah.
that poor sleep makes us more sensitive to stress,
And less able to handle it effectively,
which can then lead to a whole cascade of problems.
right? It can impact our mood, our relationships, our work performance.
It's like this domino effect.
Exactly.
Okay, so the episode paints a pretty clear picture
It does.
of the potential problems that can arise from poor sleep.
And it's not a pretty picture.
It's not, but
Yeah.
thankfully,
Yeah.
the episode doesn't just leave us there.
Good.
It also offers some practical advice
Oh, that's what I was hoping for.
for improving our sleep hygiene.
Give me the tips.
All right, so tip number 1,
Okay.
establish a consistent sleep schedule.
Oh, that's a classic.
It is, but it's so important.
I know. I struggle with that one.
Me too.
Yeah.
But the episode emphasizes
Huh.
that going to bed and waking up
Yeah.
around the same time every day,
Even on weekends.
even on weekends.
Ugh, that's the hard part.
I know, but it's crucial
Okay, why?
because it helps regulate our body's natural sleep-wake cycle.
Oh, like our internal clock.
Exactly. It's called our circadian rhythm.
Fancy word.
It is, but basically it's like setting an alarm for our body.
Telling it when to sleep and when to wake up.
Exactly. And when we stick to a consistent schedule,
Mm.
our body gets into a rhythm.
Making it easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally.
Okay, I'm convinced.
I'm going to try it.
Okay, tip number 2.
Hit me.
Limit screen time before bed.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that before.
It's a common one, but it's so important.
Why is that?
Well, the episode explains
Mhm.
that the blue light emitted from our screens,
Yeah, from our phones and computers and TVs.
well, all of it, can interfere with our production of melatonin.
Melatonin, that's the sleep hormone, right?
Exactly. It's what makes us feel sleepy.
Okay.
And when we're exposed to blue light,
Mm-hmm.
it suppresses melatonin production.
So we have a harder time falling asleep.
Exactly. So the episode recommends
Okay.
avoiding screens for at least an hour before bed.
Yeah. That's tough, but I'll try.
Me too. It's a challenge, but it's worth it.
Okay, tip number 3.
Create a sleep-friendly environment.
Yeah, okay, what does that mean?
Well, the episode gives some specific recommendations.
Okay, lay it on me.
First off, make sure your bedroom is dark.
Like blackout curtains dark.
Exactly. You want to eliminate as much light as possible.
Okay, that makes sense.
And secondly, keep it quiet.
Oh yeah, I'm a light sleeper.
Me too.
Yeah.
Any little noise wakes me up.
So earplugs.
Earplugs are a great option.
Okay, what else?
And lastly, keep it cool.
Like temperature-wise.
Yeah, our body temperature naturally drops when we're falling asleep.
So a cooler room helps with that.
Exactly.
Interesting.
The episode even suggests using a white noise machine.
Oh yeah, to block out other sounds.
Exactly. It can be really helpful.
Okay, I'm taking notes.
Okay, tip number 4.
Okay.
Be mindful of what you eat and drink before bed.
Oh yeah, but like no late night snacks.
Well, it's not just about snacks.
Okay.
The episode specifically mentions avoiding caffeine and heavy meals.
Oh yeah, caffeine keeps you up.
It does. It's a stimulant.
Right.
And its effects can linger for hours.
So no coffee after dinner.
Ideally not.
Okay, what about heavy meals?
Well, they can lead to digestive discomfort.
Oh yeah, like indigestion.
Exactly. And that can make it hard to sleep.
So no late night pizza binges.
Probably not the best idea.
Okay, noted.
Okay. And the final tip,
I'm ready.
establish a relaxing bedtime routine.
Oh, that sounds nice.
The episode suggests incorporating calming activities,
Like what?
like reading a book,
Okay.
taking a warm bath,
Ooh, that sounds relaxing.
or practicing mindfulness meditation.
I've been meaning to try that.
It can be really helpful for calming the mind.
So the idea is to signal to our body
Yeah,
that it's time to wind down
exactly.
and prepare for sleep.
Okay, so those are the 5 practical tips
I like it.
from the episode.
Actionable advice.
And they all seem pretty manageable.
They do.
It's encouraging to know
Yeah.
that we can actually do things,
To improve our sleep.
and by extension, our mental health.
Absolutely.
Okay, so towards the end of the episode, the podcast includes a call to action.
Okay, I'm all ears.
So they encourage their listeners
Yeah?
to reflect on their own sleep habits.
So like a little self-assessment.
Exactly. Take a moment to think about how well you've been sleeping and whether you've noticed any connection between your sleep quality and your mood or stress levels.
So like, is there a pattern there?
Exactly, because sometimes just becoming aware of the connection can be the first step towards making changes.
That makes sense.
And they also encourage their listeners to share their experiences and tips.
Oh, cool. Like a community aspect.
Exactly. They want to create a space where people can support each other.
On their journey to better sleep.
Exactly, because we're all in this together.
It's true. Sleep is a universal challenge.
It is. Okay. So as we wrap up our deep dive
Yeah.
into this first episode of Sleep in the Mind,
It's been a good one.
it has. What would you say is the biggest takeaway?
The core message that we should all remember,
It's actually...
I think it's that poor sleep is not just about feeling tired. It's not just an inconvenience.
It's much deeper than that.
It has a profound impact on our mental health.
And it's often underestimated.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We tend to think of sleep as this passive thing.
Yeah, like it's just something we do.
But it's so much more than that.
It's essential.
For our cognitive function, for emotional well-being, for our overall mental health.
And the episode does a great job
It does.
of really driving that point home.
Yeah, it's a wake-up call.
It is literally, and thankfully, it also gives us some tools
to improve our sleep.
And hopefully start feeling better.
Absolutely.
Oh, and before we forget,
yeah,
the podcast gave us a sneak peek at their next episode.
Oh, yeah. What's coming up?
So episode 2 is all about revenge, bedtime procrastination.
That sounds intriguing.
It does, right?
Yeah, what is that?
Well, it's basically when we stay up late, even though we know we should be sleeping.
Oh, yeah, I do that all the time.
Me too. We sacrifice sleep for that feeling of personal time.
Like, I finally have some time to myself.
Exactly. And the episode is going to explore
the
reasons behind this behavior.
The psychology of it.
Exactly. And the costs.
Both mental and physical.
Because it turns out, revenge bedtime procrastination.
It's a mouthful.
It is.
But it can have some serious consequences.
It can. So that's something to look forward to.
I'm definitely curious about that one.
Me too. Okay, so as we leave you today, we want to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
Now that you have a better understanding of this crucial link between sleep and mental health, what one small change
just one
can you make tonight to start improving your sleep?
That's a good question.
It is, because even small changes can have a big impact.
Over time.
Exactly. So think about it.
I will.
And let us know what you come up with.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
See you next time.
Bye.